gosh, I'm so white. Hi guys. So first of all, I wanted to ask you if you want me to do a Q&A video, because I thought that it might be really cool, because I was getting some questions on my social media lately, so maybe I can just put them all together and create a video. So what do you say? Maybe we should do that. If you want, I have a Tumblr, so you can ask questions anonymously, or you can write them down here, or like in any, I have links to all my social media in the description. So let's start. I have a problem, and I've always had this problem. I am way too empathetic with people, with animals, with everything. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that empathy is great, and I think that we need more empathetic people in our lives. But empathy is a thing that you can have too much of, and it can start ruining your life and your relationships, and it can just cause you more suffering than it causes good to other people. So I, being myself, found a Wikipedia article on empathy, and I actually learned that there are various kinds of it. So I will first give you the description of it, which is capacity to understand or feel whatever another person is experiencing from within the other person's frame of reference. So it's like you can put yourself into the other person's shoes, and you can feel whatever the person is feeling right now. And there are two kinds of empathy: affective or emotional empathy, and cognitive empathy. And the affective or emotional empathy is basically the capacity to respond with an appropriate emotion to another person's mental state. So basically you can relate to another person on an emotional level. You can imagine being in the same situation and feeling the same things that the other person is feeling, and it can be subdivided into two different empathies. So the first one is empathetic concern, and it is sympathy and compassion to the other person or being that is suffering, which is basically good, because then you can go and help them, or just, you know, like try to alleviate their burdens and go be cool, whatever. And the second thing is personal distress, and this is kind of bad. People are considering kind of removing it from the empathy list, because it's not really empathy, but it's when you feel pain personally because of the other person's suffering. And I am guilty of this. It physically hurts me to see other people or creatures suffer. I really have like chest pains when I see homeless people, when I see people begging for money, when I see kittens on the street. Like, just constant pain, because our world is kind of cruel, you know, it can be cruel. When you feel personal distress because of the other one suffering, it is not helping anyone. It just makes your life worse, but it prevents you from going and actually helping the other person, because you are too busy because of your own pain and suffering, because you see the other person suffer. So basically you are not making anything better, you just make things worse. And usually the people who tend to do that tend to go and either tell other people how they should feel or act in this situation. So basically they're telling the people who are suffering how to live their lives, and no one likes it. Like, trust me, no one likes to be told what they are doing wrong and how they should do it right, in your opinion. So it prevents you from letting the other person solve their problems for themselves, and this is how people learn. So it can damage your relationship with that person, and you will feel even more distressed, and you will be even more sad after that. When the other person is not asking for your help, please try to be there for them, not suffer with them, you know? Other people don't want you to suffer because of them. They want you to just help or not help, depending on what kind of the problem they are having. And the second big group, not group, like the big, yeah, you know what I mean, is cognitive empathy. And it is an ability to understand another person's perspective or mental state. So it's more in our head rather than in our heart. Well, it can be divided into 3 subcategories. Perspective taking. So it is a tendency to spontaneously adopt psychological perspectives of other people. Fantasies. So the tendency to identify with fictional characters, which I think, well, a lot of people have. And tactical or strategic empathy. It's where you kind of put yourself into the head of another person in order to achieve some profit for yourself. And this is, I don't know, it's not really empathy in my books, but, well, Wikipedia said so. Now, empathy is really great. I think that it is, but still, if your empathy is causing you stress and pain, like it did to me and still does sometimes, if you suffer more than the people around you because the people around you suffer, and it just makes you really sad and it makes you suffer in turn, please try to reconsider your life values. This sounded really harsh, I didn't mean it like that, but well, I mean, it can lead to increasing of the stress-related hormones in your brain. It can lead to your relationships breaking or suffering. What you need to learn to do is to accept, appreciate, and encourage in others the expression of their feelings and their right to make their own mistakes, their right to suffer, and do not get into their problems unless they want you to, because it is more of an egoistic thing, I think, and it has little to do with actually compassion or empathy, and it's more about yourself. So seeing someone you love suffer makes you suffer, and so you kind of want to make it better for yourself. Although it might be really hard to admit this, because I mean, empathy is good, right? And we're taught to think that being empathetic is good, but not all empathy is good. In order to kind of release this overreactive empathy that causes you too much distress and distress to the people who are around you, you need to accept and to have this awareness without judging. So do not judge the situation or the people that are in the situation, because all of the suffering comes from judging things and situation as good or bad and from resisting them. So please try to relax. So breathe deeply, do yoga, meditation, whatever, just release the tension in your body. Try to detach from this situation, like clear your mind, don't mind your own business, and just try to have as little thoughts as possible. Then center yourself in your own body and kind of observe without judging whatever is happening to you, and then focus on describing the situation in the way that you not judge it, but just state the facts as they are. And I think that it's such a good skill to have, to be able just, to describe the situation without judging it. I think that it's really cool. The moral of this video is that empathy is good, and it's good to kind of have the compassion and to help people, and I think that it's really cool if you have it in you, because I personally believe that you can not really kind of make yourself empathetic, so you have to be brought up or born like this. Maybe I'm wrong though, but if it causes distress for yourself, and if it makes things worse for the people that you empathize with, then probably this video is for you. And just basically set your boundaries, realize that you cannot help everyone, and you cannot help the person that doesn't want to be helped. And learn to take care of yourself first, because in airplanes they always say put the oxygen mask first on yourself and then on the person next to you, and they do it for a reason, because unless you are safe and unless you are healthy and good and well, you cannot help anyone. It will not be really good for anyone if you give them your last everything and then you are left with nothing. So take care of yourself and be compassionate and help people, but only if they ask for help, and be cool and awesome. And thank you very much, you guys, for watching. I love you so much. Have a great weekend, and I love you. Be nice humans, and see you in my next video. Bye.